Alright folks, welcome back to the show. Tonight, this morning at noon, whenever you see this, we're going to finish up on this old Yamaha FG180. And I don't have a plate mate for that. He wanted me to install a plate mate, and I've looked through everything I've got here. And wouldn't you know, I've got everything except the size this takes. Wow, can't believe that. So we're not going to get the plate mate installation like we had figured on. If I knew that, I would have ordered one. I thought I had one of every size here. I guess I used them on guitars because I got a bunch of them laying, a bunch of the books laying here, so I've used them. I guess, I don't know, man. But anyways, we're not going to get a plate mate. Still got to lower the nut action up here. I'm going to probably put a couple strings on, old ones, and then I have to lower this saddle way down as low as we can get it. This saddle's just barely going to be sticking up out of that slot, I'm telling you. And it's still going to have high action because the neck angle is off so much. So, well, let me think. I don't want to glue the nut in there until we know exactly the right nut height on it. So I'll put a couple strings on it, get some measurements, and bring you back. There's really no need to measure this. I'm just going to cut it down, the saddle, to where it's just sticking up out of the slot, and that's all. But I do want to get this nut action right up here at this end. So I'm not going to put strings on it. There's no need to. We'll start taking off this nut. Let's do that right now. Start lowering the nut, and I can see the string grooves here. And get it down kind of close, and then I'll put some strings on. It's way high now. I didn't take any off of the bottom, and well, a little bit off the top when I put the radius in it. And I left that so I could do this, and I can take it a whole lot off of it, you know, without even measuring anything. So let's just do that first, and that'll get it started. Hold on. Alright, well, you've seen this enough times. I'm going to try, instead of hooking all this tape and crap up, try holding this just like that. Maybe that'll save bone dust. Alright, let's try it. That looks pretty good for the nut. Probably have to take it down some more. I don't want to take too much away, but enough of it to, it was way high before. So I'll lay that there. And like I say, on this saddle, I'm just going to clip it into the vise thing here and remove most of it off the bottom, because we only need the saddle to stick proud of the bridge, okay, because of the neck angle being off. I mean, there's really no need in taking measurements to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in the guitar and mark it, and then I'll know, have a line to go by. Hold on. Alright, well, here we go. See what I did here? And I just have to sand that down to the vise hits the sander. And we'll be in business, I think. What I did here, the nut's not glued in there yet, and I just put on 2 strings. Man, you can't move it, and tune it up kind of tight. I don't know what it's tuned to, but just put some stress on it. And I have a 10 and an 8 feelers gauge here. And it just goes under there. 18. That's probably closer to 19. That's dead on the money there. Pretty good with no measurements or anything. I'll just let stick out of the bottom what I thought I needed to remove. Let the nut stick out of that vise. And hit it just right, looks like. That might be closer to 19 right there. Alright, well, got the saddle in. I'm not going to glue the nut in yet. I'm going to take these strings off. And here's what it's going to get. Martin, what is it? MSP 4100s. What is that? 12 to 54 lights. I recommend that he put lights on this because with that neck angle so far forward, you know you're putting a lot of stress on that thing because it's the action's so high and it's so far forward. And I recommend that he put light gauge strings on it instead of those 13 to 56s. Tried to loosen the truss rod again right before I started this video. Man, that truss rod is locked up tight. It is not going to move. I mean, you can't even loosen it. I tried soldering iron, holding it up there and heating the thing. I've used WD-40 and this other crap here, CRC 226. Nothing worked, man. Nothing. I mean, you know, if you go applying any harder than I already have, it's going to break. I'm telling you, it's going to break if you try to go any more with it. Alright, leave the nut unglued, put the new strings on, and I'll bring you back. Hold on. If you'll notice how these strings sit on top of the nut, okay? Now that one I can't feel it so much. That one a little bit. But these wound strings are mainly the ones. See a lot of guys cutting their slots down in, the string setting way down in there. You really don't want that. You want that string, just enough slot there to hold the string in place. That's all you need. It doesn't need to be set down in there. It shouldn't be set down in there like that. Okay, now, well, I got to tune it up yet. And we'll start measuring some things, man. It's going to be funky. It's going to be a funky setup, but here we go. Alright, well, now the funk begins. Got it up to pitch. Man, that action's still high though. I left him, I'll show you this up closer in a minute. I left him some saddle, a little bit of saddle back here, not very much, but you can get the action down quite a bit lower than what it is right now. We'll check that in a little while too. It's exactly 18 thousandths. That one might be a little bit more. Second string might be just a tiny bit more than 18, but I'm going to roll with that. I'm just going to leave that where it is for right now. It's going to be hard to play when you get down in here. The neck relief, I don't know if we should even check it at all or not because I couldn't turn the truss rod, man. It's locked up tight and it's going to snap off if somebody puts very much power on it. Let's see how far does the truss rod come down in this thing anyway. I can't remember. Okay, it only comes down to about here. We'll go with the body. Actually go about the thickness of the neck block. 17th fret. Noted on the 17th fret. Right here. Now it had back bow in it with the strings off. It's a little less than 12 thousandths, I think. I think so. Yeah, it's lifting that string. Let's try 10. 10 thousandths. See, that's it. It's 10 thousandths neck relief. If he goes with heavier strings, it would probably pull a 12 into it. That's still a little bit tight on that side. Yeah, right there it's 10. Alrighty then. Well, we're lucky we landed on that. I mean, really, with the action, with the neck angle off that bad, and the action's still that high, and you can't take any more off your bridge, you can sometimes use a truss rod and put a back bow into the neck and bring the action down just a little bit lower. But we can't do that because the truss rod is froze up, man. Right here's where the real action's going to be. Wow. 12th fret. Holy cow. 8 9/64. No, 8, 9, 10. It's just almost 11/64 on the low E string. And the high E is 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 10/64 on the high E string, 12th fret, 10/64 and 11/64 on the low E. Let's check it at the 10th fret just for gits and shiggles. It's 8/64 at the 10th fret on the high E, and 8 9/64 10th fret on the low E. Wow, she's high, man. But that's all you can do. I mean, you know, if you don't reset the neck and get it at the right angle, it's just... Let me get the camera, I'll show you what I'm talking about with this saddle. I left him, you could get it lower than that, but not very much, man. And I didn't want to, you know, completely ground all of the saddle away. Let me just get you and bring you over here and show you what I'm talking about. Alright, there's what the new nut looks like. It's bone. See what I was talking about with the strings sticking up out of the slot? You get a little better volume and tone that way. Of course, this guitar is not going to lack anything in volume with the action that high. Check that out, man. That's way up there. And there's what's left of the new saddle. You know, let me get down here where you can see how high it actually is, maybe. Yeah, there you can see. See, you could lower them strings right there. You could probably cut that saddle in half, lower it half more, and bring the action down a little bit more, but it's not going to be very much, man. And this thing's getting really thin, too. I mean, I made it out of bone, and it was really high, and I had to shave so much of it off. It's thin, you know, this way, up and down. It's getting thin. It's only like maybe that thick. The entire height of the saddle. If it's sitting out here on the top, it'd only be like that high. About that high. And I left him a little bit like that. I could take it on down a little bit more, but I left it for him. And, you know, if he wants to, all he's got to do is take it out, sand off the bottom of it, and you could even bring it down almost level with the surface of the bridge here. But I wouldn't recommend doing that because it could, the stress from the strings could break the saddle then. You wouldn't want that to happen, and that's why I left it that way. Yeah, that's all you can do, man, without resetting that neck. That you can see up the nut action. It's good up here, man, and it very quickly starts to rise, and it gets up there in a hurry. Well, there's nothing left to do but listen to it. So let me get geared up for that. Hold on. She does get the cannon, man. Wow, this thing's loud. hard to play down here, man. Face. Well, you can see here how high that action is. There, I think you can see it. Maybe if I turn it over like this, you can see the big strings. Check that out, man. I mean, she's up there. You get down about the 7th fret, or 9th fret rather, and from there on down, this is almost impossible to play. I know somebody's going to mention intonation on this, and when I made this saddle, I intonated it as much as I could, but I knew that wasn't going to be a factor because with the action this high, when you got to shove the strings down that far to make a chord, it's going to go sharp because you have to shove them so far. You're bending that string so far to touch the fret. It's going to, you know, it just makes it go sharp. So I wasn't really worried about the intonation. That's heavy, man. That's some heavy action. It ain't sound so dang good though. Listen to that. I've been playing electric guitar, and this is a monster to me. After I set my electric guitars to just touch the strings, and then you gotta clamp down on these. That's all I'm going to play this because I've been trying to stop doing that, squeezing so hard. That's part of what focusing is doing in my case. So I'm really working on not squeezing so hard, and I can't play this guitar anymore because, you know, it's forcing me to have to squeeze hard. And I do not want to get back. I worked too hard to get out of that. I want to get back into it again. All right, I meant to mention these keys, man. Wow, 18-to-1 Grovers. They are sweet. I mean, let's see what it sounds like in drop D. For some reason. That's enough of that. I can't do it, man. So we put new Grover tuners on it, tuning machine heads. We made a bone saddle and a bone nut. And what else we was going to put a plate mate in that, but I don't have one, the right one. I could order it if a guy wants me to keep it another week. It'd probably take turnaround time probably would take a week to get it here and put it in, and then get it, you know, in the mail back to him. I tell you, man, I would reset the neck on this guitar if it were mine. It sounds like it does. You know, it would cost a lot of money to do that, especially if it's put on there with epoxy. Good Lord, man, getting that thing off would be a nightmare to get the neck off of it. But, you know, the guitar sounds so good, it would be worth doing it, I think. You can see here where I can see it better under this light, where we shaved that bridge. Took a bunch off of the bridge. You can see how high the saddle sticks up. Of course, I already showed you all that stuff. And there's the homemade nut and the tuning machine heads. And set it up as well as I could set it up, which wasn't very well. I don't like to set up a guitar or let one leave here like that, but you know, I got to do what the customer says. Thank you, dude, by the way. Thank you for the business. If you watch this video, I'm sure you probably are. It's your guitar. And thank you guys for watching. Cheers to you. We're going to get on that Martin next. Or you may have already seen some videos on that. I've been working on it, and I've got another D28 over there. I'm going to find out if I can show you or not. The bridge is pulling clear up all the way across here. And it's going to have to be taken off and cleaned and completely re-glued back on. So stay tuned for that. If I can show you, I don't know if I can show you that one or not, but I'll ask the owner to find out. And if I can show you, I will, if you want to see it. And a whole bunch of other goodies coming up. That Les Paul, don't forget that. The Chibson. We're going to make a player out of that guitar. I can almost bet you, when I'm done with it, I'll just reach it to a guy and say, play this. And he's not going to know it's a fake Chibson guitar. He's not going to know that it's a copy. Not from just playing it and hearing it and feeling it. You know, I'll do whatever I got to do to it just to see if I can do it or not. So stay tuned with that. That's going to be some interesting series of videos on that. Thanks for watching, guys, and staying with me through this series. And I'll see you again very much soon. Can't give you no cue ball fix, cue ball in here, but hang on, because I am going to give you a cue ball fix, a good one here coming up pretty soon. As soon as possible. So cheers to you. Thanks. And I'll see you next time. You down there like that again, baby. What's up with you get down there like that? Cheers to you. Woo!